In the previous videos, we discussed a lot about the transformation formulas, and based on the transformation formula, we are going to solve here now a proving question. Actually, we need to prove that 2 cos pi over 13 times cos 9 pi over 13 plus cos 3 pi over 13 plus cos 5 pi over 13 equals to 0. We need to prove this, and by solving left hand side, we need to get the whole quantity as a 0, right? And here we have cos 5 pi over 13 and cos 9 pi over 13. So what about if I'm thinking this as a, all right, and if I'm thinking this as a b, all right? So it will be twice of cos a and cos b. And recently in the previous videos, what we were discussing, that twice of cos a cos b is actually cos a plus b plus cos a minus b. All right, so write this formula. We can use this formula here. So twice of cos a cos b is actually cosine of a plus b, that is pi over 13 plus 9 pi over 13. All right, now I write this much part. All right, and now let's write these things, cos a minus b. So cos a minus b, cosine of a minus b. A is here pi over 13 minus 9 pi over 13, 9 pi over 13. All right, and now I'm writing these two terms as it is. All right, these two terms as it is. It's cos 3 pi over 13 and plus cos 5 pi over 13 equals to 0. All right, now let's write this cos. Now this is pi and this is 9 pi, so it will be 10 pi over 13, right? Plus now this is cos pi over 13 minus 9 pi over 13, so it will be minus 8 pi over 13. And you know that cos of negative angle is actually simple cos of that angle. All right, so cos minus theta is actually cos theta. So cos negative 8 pi over 13 will be actually cos positive. Next step you can write, okay, we'll write in the next step. All right, I was about to remove this minus sign. Anyways, so let's write this cos 3 pi over 13 plus cos 5 pi over 13 equals to 0. So now in next step, now see cos 10 pi over 13 plus, now this is this minus will remove up and you will get cos 8 pi over 13 plus cos 3 pi over 13 plus cos 5 pi over 13 equals to 0. If you don't want to get this minus, then you can imagine this twice of you can write this like this. First you can write this cos, and instead of writing this pi over 13, you can write 9 pi over 13 times cos pi over 13. All right, and by doing so, what you'll get, actually this will be your a and this will be your b. Now actually these both are the same. 2 cos pi by 13 cos 9 pi over 13, and the same thing is 2 cos 9 pi by 13 times cos pi by 13. I just write this first and here. Right, so by doing so, when you write a minus b, then it will be bigger thing minus a smaller thing, that you're going to get directly positive things. All right, so I just write in the way, but you can do like this also, then you will not get this, means this two step. I write one more step here, so you don't have to write this one more step if you want to do that. All right, by the way, it's same thing, writing anyways. So here now see, we need to write this whole thing, this whole thing we need to turn into the 0. So how can we turn into the 0? Because our right hand side is 0. To turn into 0, we need to see something here. Some trick might be hidden here. Cos 10 pi by 13, cos 8 pi by 13, cos 3 pi by 13. Yeah. See here, this is 13 and this is 10. So 13 minus 10 is 3. All right, and that 3 is here. All right, and again see 13 minus 3. All right, this is 3. So 13 minus 3 is 10. Right, which is here, means these two are interrelated. Right, this is 3. So means you can convert one into the negative of another. Means if we can convert either this one or this one negative of this one, I mean if you can convert this minus cos 3 pi by 13, or if we can convert this as a minus of cos 10 pi over 13, 10 pi over 13, then what will happen? It will be negative and this will be positive, so that time you can cancel it. All right, and for this, we have a trick, that is cos pi minus theta, that is cos 180 degree minus theta is minus cos theta. All right, so this thing we're going to use here. So I'm writing this cos 10 pi over 13. It means I'm deciding to convert this into this form. All right, and I'm writing this again as it is. All right, cosine of 8 pi over 13. And now plus, now look at here, we need to convert this cos 3 pi over 13 as a negative of cos 10 pi over 13. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write cosine of pi minus 10 pi over 13. Right, and after that, 13 minus 10 is 3 actually. So this 13 times pi will be 13 pi minus 10 pi. That's 3 pi over 13. Actually it is something like this. Let me show here. It is pi minus 10 pi over 13, and if there is nothing, there will be 1, so it will be 1 3 13, and then it will be 13 pi minus 10 pi, and that's gonna give us 3 pi over 13. So I didn't write, actually I didn't do anything, just I write this form into this form. All right, so by doing so I will get the negative of the 10 pi over 13 at second step, and as a whole we need to get the 0, so we have to convert this quantity cos 5 pi over 13 also as a negative of 8 pi over 13, because 13 minus 8 is 5 and 13 minus 5 is 8. It means these two quantities also interrelated, right? Because 13 minus 8 5 and 13 minus 5, that's 8. So it means we can convert this as a negative of this one. All right, so I can write this cos pi minus 8 pi over 13, right? That's equals to 0. And 13 times pi, 13 pi minus 8 pi, that's 5 pi over 13. So almost we are very close to the answer, right? So here it is cos 10 pi over 13, and again cos 8 pi over 13, and this is cos pi minus 10 pi over 13. So I can write this minus cos theta, because cos pi minus theta, if this is theta, then it will be cos theta, right? So it will be cos theta. Theta is 10 pi over 13, and then here again cos pi minus 8 pi over 13, so it will be again cos 8 pi over 13 equals to 0. And here we can cancel cos plus cos 10 pi by 13 and minus cos 10 pi by 13, similarly plus 8 pi by 13 and minus cos 8 pi by 13. So this will cancel up, and finally we get here 0 equals 0, which is proved. It means this whole quantity that the question had given is equivalent to 0, and we proved it. So here, in this type of the question, you need to use the transformation formula that we had learned this learned here. All right, this 4 formula you need to keep in your mind, and after that you need to apply the way to convert each other. To convert the negative to make the negative of another. Like I had told you that formula, I think. These rules. I hope you remember this. In this line, if you're moving in 90, if you're doing 90 minus or you're doing 90 plus, the things get converted. Sine will be converted into the cos, and tan will be converted into cot, sec will be converted into the cosec, and same thing happens here. Either you're doing 270 minus plus or 270 minus. But in this region nothing get changed, but sine is according to the cast rule, C-A-S-T, right? Cosine and sec is positive here, all is positive here, sine and cosec is positive here, tan and cotangent is positive here. So I took here, if I'm doing here 180 minus theta, right? If I'm doing 180 minus theta, so as I told, here is no change. So if it is cosine of 180 minus theta, it will be cosine of theta. But the sign here, if you talk about the sign, the cosine value in second quadrant is negative, so that's why I put negative cos theta. So that's why our these things get easily converted. So you need to know these things, and if you haven't if you haven't got this concept, then go back to our videos, and there is a very good explanation. All right, I think that the name of the video is how to find the trigonometric ratio of any angle, something like that. All right, there it is very well written, explained. Or you can go to our website, and there you'll get the proper list of the any videos. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if there is any confusion to ask me, then please feel free to comment below this video. All right, and I really appreciate to hear something from your side, and I expect that you'll subscribe the channel. All right, catch you in the next video. Goodbye.